Hi, welcome to Two Non-Doctors. I'm Liz Mealy.
I'm Maria Shahada.
I was in the middle of a yawn. And then
I
you're
don't,
like, let's do this.
I don't keep track of your yawns. Sorry.
It's so good. I'm beat. Like,
Yeah.
and I'm like back on my normal schedule, which is like, I don't know if I have a love-hate relationship with my normal schedule, which is like I go to bed between like 1 and 2, and then I get up between like 9:30, 10. But like I was getting up at like 7 and I hated it, but I also was like, I'm a like I hate that I know that I'm a morning person. I got so much done during jet lag.
Yeah. But we got a couple of things to work on. One, it looks like I have a bra hanging out of the thing, but it's not a bra, it's a tank top. But the other thing and your hair it can't be like that. Okay. So you're talking about being a morning person.
The worst therapist I've ever had. First of all, just stop your thoughts. Second of all, you were saying something. What was it? I can't. You're also wearing like a muscle tee, so it just seems like you're a personal trainer that I'm just sharing too much with. Is this how you're going to get out of doing crunches? Because you still have to do them.
Yeah, you should take all these thoughts and just put it towards bicep curls.
I'm just beat, man. I'm tired.
Yeah. Well, have you
I've
been
done-
like traveling or?
No, I haven't. So I haven't since I got back from well, I mean, I got back from Europe and then I went to Syracuse, but my feature drove for me, which I was very grateful. And I haven't been on a plane or gotten up early on purpose. I have been working out. I worked out 5 times last week. I was like really trying to get back on schedule and like really like exercise my body into being tired. Nailed it. And I am back on my schedule, but I think I overdid it. I think I didn't realize
5
who I
times is
am.
impressive.
Yeah, it was. And then it's my Google this week. I was doing box jumps yesterday and I was paired up with 2 other women that were much taller than me. So they kept moving the box higher. And I was like, well, if they can do it, I can do it. And then I missed and I fucked my shins.
Oh
Like,
my God, that sounds
fucked them. It
Aw.
hurt so bad. And it's hard to be like in a class of like macho people and they saw it and they're like, oh, and then I was like, no, I'm fine. And then I went to do it again and I got scared and it was still high. And I was like, nope, I'm done. And they're like, fair enough. Like, I wouldn't continue to do it either. And then I finally, because it was really hurting, finally after like 20 minutes, I went to look and it was like all banged up and scraped and bleeding. And I was like, you stupid bitch. Why did you think you were tall?
Well, this joke depends a lot on, not joke, this story depends a lot on me understanding what a box jump is.
Oh, valid point. Okay. It is what it sounds like. It's a box that you jump onto and as a form of exercise and torture.
Oh.
So you put it on like kind of the hot dog side and it's like relatively, I would say it's like as high as like my knees. I guess you need to know how tall my knee is, but it's not that bad. And then you put it on the other side and it's taller. And then what these women did was they put like a 25-pound weight on it that is probably about this thick, maybe like 6 inches. And I did it once and I was like, psh, and then I could never do it again. And that's how I missed. And it is not
That's
fun.
how you get better, I think. Like, you know how they always say if you want to get better at pool, play with good pool players, or if you want to get better at comedy, like be on shows with excellent comedians. Or it's just like I went to a stretch class and I'm trying to stretch with people who are acrobats. Like this
Circus de Olay is like in the class.
yeah. So yeah, like this gym was like for people who professionally do like Soleil, what is it? Whatever. And I'm just like, yeah, 100% my back bends like that, just like yours.
I do like the idea that like they inspire you. So you're pushing yourself and in your mind, you're like, I look just like them. And then it pulls out in the mirror and you're like, just kind of like this. And then they're like a full O or like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And I'm just crying and eating a candy bar.
We're doing the same thing.
But the guys in my yoga class, I was noticing this today, they're kind of like, I mean, they got a lot of like muscle mass, but they're so weak. They're just like, like they're just like they make noises more than
men don't hold positions.
They don't hold positions, they don't breathe. Like you got to breathe.
Yeah.
And it's just always like oh, like, what are you doing? It's not that serious. And I'm sorry for making that noise twice. But it really
No,
takes me out of my zen-like state.
yeah, no, yeah, your aggressive sweating and your inability to breathe properly. I agree. Nobody taught these men to breathe. I agree that this pushes me. And I do, I've always felt that way. You should train, you should train with Usain Bolt, even if you're never going to be as fast as him. Just training with him is going to make you better. That being said, I should have been a little bit, I do this with things that are heavy, which is like you'll get paired up with women and everybody in the class is stronger than me. And I'll get paired up with women to do some kind of weight thing. And I'm always taking off weights and like, cause you can't have a weight fall on you. You have spotters and stuff, but like I don't want to get injured. I've been injured before. So I am much more cognizant about my strengths and I don't let what other people are doing influence me. And I think that's important. Yes, let it push you, but I'm not going to hurt myself. I guess with box jumps, I wasn't thinking that I could get hurt, which is crazy because I think I told the story of my mom did a box jump and she like split her shins open and she had like my dad sewed her shins up. Like she should have gone to the hospital. And we called it the shark bite for years. And the scar is actually not too bad. This happened like 10 years ago, but like it was insane. And so it's funny. I sent the picture to my mom. She's like, I'm still scared to box jumps. And I was like, how crazy is that? My mom lifts over 300 pounds. My mom is such a badass. And she's like, box is scary. And I was telling these women, they have soft boxes. These are just made of wood. They have soft ones, but I don't like them because they're not as sturdy, but they save you when you miss. And now I have like, I've been icing it, but fuck, do they hurt?
Yeah, not worth it. I'm sure there's better ways to get like good glutes. You know what I mean?
Also, I'm friends with my coach and I was like, and he's a nurse as well. And so he's like, this is what you got to do. And I was like, thanks, buddy. But he was like, I said something like, I was like, my taping. I was like, whatever, I'm wearing pants. And he was just like, yeah, you're definitely too old to be wearing something fun. And I was like,
what?
Dude, it's fun. We're friends. I go, don't make me fucking Will Smith slap you right in your face. Like,
why doesn't anyone talk about how fake that was?
You think it was fake?
I 100%. I don't think the slap was fake. I feel like that he might have. Yeah, I think he actually hit Chris Rock. I think it was 100% planned. Like it just didn't ring true to me at all. But I don't feel like anyone agrees with me.
I don't think it was fake.
There are like literally no consequences about it either. Like nobody's pressing charges. Nobody's doing anything about it. The Academy's just like, oh well. Like that was I don't. It actually makes me angry. That
really, I don't think it was fake. It's funny.
We have to like, okay, the hit, I think actually, first of all, why did Will Smith slap him and not punch him? Like, I think he was going for something lighter. I just, like, you don't even get to see Will's face the moment he turns from laughing to, wait a minute, I'm going to hit you. Like, that's not available for some reason, even though there are cameras all over that room. And there's no consequences about it. Like, nothing's going to happen to Will. No one's going, hey, let's manage our anger and not hit people. And let's have a whole campaign about anger management. And by the way, alopecia is nothing to be embarrassed about. Also, you know what I mean? Like there's just.
Yeah, I mean, some of that's happening. I mean, the Academy is like, we strongly thought about doing something. And we're like,
but they're
cool,
not.
Cool. He won an award, like 20 minutes later. I don't know. It's not a good look. So I don't know. You know what I mean? A lot of cursing. I feel like because it was celebrities and because there's this assumption that we're all coworkers and that we all like, I think there's this, how do we handle a bunch of celebrities? Because like, think of all the things that Kanye has done and he hasn't had any ramifications. Like Kanye, what did Kanye do? He like when Taylor Swift was winning an award and he went up in front of her and like, I forget what he did, but he like
physically assault her. No.
And I mean, I think
sitting next to Will Smith was just sitting there kind of waiting for the next thing to happen. Like there wasn't like, oh my God, what did you just do? Are you okay? Like there was nothing on her face. She was just like they had
all these pictures of every celebrity being like, what the hell just happened?
The person sitting next to Will did not react.
Well, maybe because they know he's fucking batshit crazy.
I don't know.
I think
I think
don't.
Chris was more worried about saying a really stupid joke than being hit. But I think he knew it was coming.
I don't think he knew it was coming. It's the silliest joke.
Yeah.
I don't.
Fucking stupid.
All right, fuck these people.
Yeah.
They're all done. Announcements.
Yeah.
Thank you to all our Patreons, everybody that supports us, everybody that gives us money. We are beyond grateful for you. If you don't know, you can get weekly bonuses, you can get monthly bonuses, you can get some stickers, you can become a Google guest, you can control our Googles. There's so many fun benefits to supporting us. So you can go to patreon.com/2nondoctors. That's the number 2 full word doctors.
You can follow us on the socials. We're on Twitter, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube at 2nondoctors, the full word doctors, and on Instagram at 2nondrs. If you have time and you're feeling kind, please leave us a rate and review on Apple Podcasts because it helps us out a lot. It helps us get seen. We love it. We share it on our socials and it makes our days. My album is out. You can get it on Bandcamp. If you like me and you want to support me, this is a good way to do it. Buy my album.
Yeah.
My first one. And
it's so good.
Thanks. And there's a link usually in the notes. There's a link on my website. There's a link on my Twitter. There's a link on my Instagram. It's at Maria Shahada on all of them. And yeah.
I'm touring. I'm in Lexington, Kentucky, Pittsfield, Massachusetts, Boston, Massachusetts, a bunch of random dates in Michigan, Sunnyvale, California, Atlanta, Pensacola, Panama City, San Francisco, and DC. That's my spring to summer so far. I'm sure I'm adding stuff, but most of the ticket stuff is on my website, lizmealy.com. Fan mail?
Yes, fan mail. We have a email from Mandi. She says, "Hey, hi." That's just a friendly start. Hey, hi. Laser tattoo removal hurts so much. My first 3 sessions were done by an inexperienced person, Groupon mistake. Do not do what I did. Yeah, don't do major things on Groupon. Like someone got Botox on Groupon and then her eye like just kind of like she couldn't open it for like 3 months. He told me at our second session, this pain is comparable to childbirth. You're doing great. Long eye roll here, please. Once I figured out his skills were obsolete, I went to another experienced person. Things to look for when being lasered. 1, experience of the technician. 2, pain relief provided. Numbing topical agent, cold air blaster, a must, and exactly what it sounds like. Ice packs to take home, bandaged properly as it is an open wound. Consistent appointments, make sure you're able to rebook because the process takes more than one time. Consistent time to heal after and what it will interfere with. Same as a freshly done tattoo, the removal is a wound and infection is nasty. I'm on session 12, to remove my underboob tattoo. It sucks. It's been a 4-year process and I could have blasted it once more, but the pain healing process after keeps me from pursuing the removal. Floating. I hated it too, right? And I bought 2 thinking I would love it. Nope. I did the same thing. I had 3.
She's your purchasing twin. Groupons, sales. Mandy, we get why you're a listener.
So silly me. I thought I could float but not get my hair wet. I bought a swim cap and shower cap and head float they give you. Thought I was set. Nope. Water filled my swim cap, my ears, nose in the first 5 minutes of relaxation. I had to pee 15 minutes later. I transformed into a high on cough syrup like state by the time an hour hit and did not want to drive the 30 minutes home. They should provide a ride for the floatily inebriated. I would not partake again though. The bliss was lonely for me and I felt drunk to drive. Oh, thanks, Mandi.
Okay, so many things. So I think in general, when I want to get a procedure done, I first look at who's supposed to do the procedure. So I will first go to a dermatologist. Like you said, like a Botox person should be done by a dermatologist. It should not be done by your eyebrow lady. It should not be done by a Groupon.
Sorry, my lady.
Yeah. Sorry, eyebrow lady. I mean, you're very talented, but yeah, thanks. But I think for me, when I look at what could go wrong, I go, who would I want? Somebody that took a class or somebody that knows how to fix shit that goes wrong? You know what I mean? And knows the body, like a dermatologist, like a doctor. Like that's where like some of these things should be done by doctors. Now, when it comes to laser removal, I'm going to either go with somebody that in like, if it was done at a tattoo place where they really do follow all the procedures and, everything that they're supposed to do, like a professional, I might do it there. But like, I don't know if I would do a Groupon, man. And what sucks is like, I've done laser hair removal where I was like, what this is just a dude with a machine. And then I've done it where it's like, you know what I mean? Like you're almost like what we were talking on that last episode, where you're just like, I buy the machine, I charge people. What's the big deal? You're like, it's like a certificate they tape to a wall. You're like, I can't do this. But I have done it. I've done both. I've done like the Mandi sketchy where you're just like, is this how it's supposed to be done? And then I've done it where it's just like, this is everything that they do. They have a whole business. I feel like they have checks and balances, but it's so expensive. And we've almost treated lasers I thought it was so important that she kept saying it's an open wound. This is a wound. This is a wound. Because I think we look at lasers and we're just like, no. Like, we're just like, it's silly. It's not a big deal. Yeah. But so my friend Amanda had this tattoo between her boobs and she wanted to have it off for her wedding. And what I thought was interesting is what the person said that was helping her is that it's equally as important that the time in between it breaks down. So she would get a laser and then 6 weeks later, he'd be like, pay attention because it continues to fade, that you might need 1 or 2 more, but you might not, depending on how much you want it to go away. I think she only did maybe 5 or 6 sessions because she would do it and she would see more fading and it starts to basically breaks down the ink. The same way that we talked about, like my aunt got a laser for her brain tumor and it's breaking down the tumor and then it dissipates. But she must have had a hardy boob tattoo.
Yeah, 4 years is fucking, I can see wanting to put it off too. Like maybe it'll break
especially
down
that painful.
Yeah.
Because under boob, that's, yeah. Like I could see how boob would be less painful, both getting a tattoo, like anywhere that's kind of like fatty, but like under, it hurts just to have a bra there.
They should put videos of people getting tattoo removal up at tattoo places, just for the people who are like, I'm going to spontaneously get a tattoo. And it's like, this is this could be your future, just so you know.
Isn't it the same thing where like they make you like look at babies when you're about to get an abortion just to be like, you sure you don't want this? And you're like, I'm pretty sure.
Fucked.
It is fucked. It's absolutely what they do though. It's super fucked. They are like, this is what you're doing. And you're like, not gonna discourage me. Thanks, Mandi.
Thank you, Mandi.
Google's.
Yeah.
Can I go first?
Yeah, please.
So my Google has to do with what I talked about, which is I did a box jump. I missed. So my coach was like, ice it a bunch. I have like scrapes and stuff. So he's just like, covered during the day, uncovered at night, giving me all this stuff. And then I saw my friend Maria, at the gym. I know another Maria that's a comedian. I see my friend, but she's like a CrossFit person. Like we talk about CrossFit all the time. And so I was like, oh my God, I'm so glad I saw you. I'm such an idiot. I missed the box jump and I fucked my shins. So we're like talking about it. And then she was like, oh, I hope you don't have a bone bruise. And I was like, it's what?
What's that?
I was like, what? I was like, what? She was like, yeah, you could there's not a lot of skin there. There's not a lot of fat. Like you could have just really fucked your bones. And I was like, yeah, totally. And then I'm now Googling like, what's a bone bruise? Like, what? I was like, what? I was just, because my mom had done this and like split her leg open and like, literally, like, I was like, what? So now I'm Googling what are signs of a bruise on your bone? Like what? So the signs are stiffness, swelling of the joint, tenderness or pain lasting longer than a usual bruise, trouble using like an injured joint. That didn't feel helpful because again, this is my shins. This isn't like there's no joint. Like, so then it was saying like when you should see a doctor, like when this is worse than like a normal bruise. So they said when the swelling won't go down or gets worse, the pain is increasing and over-the-counter drugs just aren't helping. And then part of your body starts to turn like blue or cold or numb, think like a toe or a finger. So, I mean, I'm being super dramatic because this just happened yesterday. I can feel the bump. It is tender, blah, blah, blah. But that's like I mean, my whole body weight fell on my legs on a box.
Yeah.
So really, I won't know if I have a bone bruise probably for like a while. Also, like I was like, how long does a bone bruise take? Because like it almost feels like when you break like a finger and they're like, oh, so you put it in a cast and they just tape it to another finger and like they're a buddy. And that's the way a broken finger heals, is there's just like, you're just
Let me
like,
show you how it's done.
yeah, yeah, like hey, you can't be on your own anymore. You're a minor. So it basically was just like, yeah, it just takes longer to heal. Like a minor bone bruise takes weeks to heal, a major one longer. And you're just like, what? So I'm just going to keep icing it. I'm not going to go to the gym on Wednesday. I probably will just, if I feel okay, run during the weekend, but like just mad at myself. It's not even that big of a deal. I'm just mad.
Yeah, I get you.
Also, no, learning something existed that didn't exist was very upsetting.
Yeah.
Bruise. I was like, what? I thought it was like you cut your skin or you break a bone. Like I thought those were your options. I didn't know there's layers of fucked up. What'd you Google, Maria?
I Googled what is cold cream.
Cold cream.
Cold cream. Yeah, it's like, you know how like women like like when you ever see women in history like doing beauty things, like they have like white cream on their face and they go to sleep with like cucumbers with their eyes and white cream on their face.
Oh, is that like in Mrs. Maisel, like one of the opening scenes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Pond's was like one of the two. It was like Pond's and Noxzema in the United States that made cold creams, and Pond's discontinued their cold cream in 2020. And I just wanted to know what it was and like why women used it, and like yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, all the boys out there. It's an emulsion of water and certain fats, usually including beeswax and various scent agents, designed to smooth skin and remove makeup. Cold cream is an emulsion of water and a larger amount of oil. Unlike the oil and water emulsion of vanishing cream, don't know, so called because it seems to disappear when applied on skin, the name cold cream derives from the cooling feeling that the cream leaves on the skin. Variations of the product have been used for nearly 2,000 years.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's mainly used for skin treatments such as a facial mask or lip balm due to its moisturizing properties. It can also be used to remove makeup and as shaving cream.
That's a real range.
Yeah, I know. It's like one of those like all-purpose creams.
It's like the duct tape of creams.
Yeah. In ancient Greece, it was basically the same stuff. It was rose water, beeswax, almond or olive oil. And creams made only with beeswax require extensive mixing and can separate upon standing. Thus, small quantities of borax were later added in addition to the beeswax. Borax saponifies fatty acids in the beeswax and allows for a more stable cream. Cool. So
I'm out here like mixing it. You like look up from the camera.
There's a poem from 1814 credited to Dr. Russell gives the following account of the benefits attributed to cold cream in the day. Can I read it? I haven't read it yet.
Yeah, but please read this poem, this beauty poem.
All right, Dr. Russell.
The ways you make me look soft and supple.
When a pot of cold cream to Eliza you send, oh God, I'm going to go through this fast. You with words to this purpose, your present commend, whoever with this cream shall her countenance smear, all redness and roughness will straight disappear. And the skin to one, this is like early advertising. This is like before they had like commercial jingles. It was a poem.
Yeah. Oh God.
And the skin to a wonder be charmingly clear. If pimples arise, this will take them away. If the smallpox should mark you, those marks will decay. If wrinkled through age or bad daubing the faces, 'twill be smooth in a trice as the best Venice glasses. All this and much more, could I spare time to write it, or my pen go as fast as your lips would indite it. You affirm of your cream, and I would not abuse it. But pray tell me one thing. Do you yourself use it? Dr. Russell to a lady in imitation of the 30th epigram of the 5th book of Marshall. So it was a spoof or something. I don't know.
Woo.
Yeah,
That's I do think there's some people that would be like, I'd write a rock song to anything that makes me feel like my wrinkles go away. But
yeah.
yeah, because I remember that scene in Mrs. Maisel where she like puts it on and like she sleeps on her back because, you know, like you said, it doesn't absorb. So it's just sitting there on your face. I mean, I've done masks. I think we've all done masks. I'm starting to get a little more scared of masks. Like all the research we've done shows that it takes away bad things, but also takes away good things. This kind of like drying masks or what have you. So I've been less, I don't know. I felt like those things were like a fun relaxation or like sleepover with your friend thing. And I as I get older, I'm like, what is this fucking shit?
What is this? Yeah. They're really like aggressive ingredients. And like you get those cheap ass masks that have like, I showed you like these masks that someone gave me. The depictions of women using the masks are like them, but with like cucumbers, like, and seaweed coming out of their eyeballs. Like I was like, this is designed by a 14-year-old boy.
Yeah, no, they're just like, yeah. And then you got cucumber eyes. Isn't that what every woman wants? That's what every woman wants. All right. I can see why Pond's was like, I don't think women are going to do this shit, especially because you do go to CVS and even if they're not good, they have 80 different types of like masks that you put on or potions or whatever. It's just like Pond's, you got to get crafty. You got to make it look like a lizard or something.
I think all they needed to do was just advertise like, this does everything. You can buy all those different things, but this one does everything. But they didn't. They just fucked off.
The way that petroleum jelly has come back, like slugging.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Like, you know what I mean? This is a thing that's been absolutely around forever, has been a beauty secret forever. And it's now like this cheap thing that there's nothing pretty about it. It's, you know what I mean? It's all purpose. And now it's like back in the beauty spectrum because I don't know. It just is.
Yeah, 100%. So, well, I'll await its return and then I'll write a poem about it.
Yeah, please do. Because that all worked out for that. Let's get personal.
Yeah.
What fashion trends do you wish could come back?
Cold cream. Done. Fashion trends I wish would come back. I wish fast fashion would go away and real clothes would get made again. But like 50s dresses with halter tops.
Ooh.
And then just like kind of like bunchy where your boobs are. And then they go in at the waist and then out. Gorgeous. Love those dresses. I mean, I don't think they ever really went out of fashion. Like if I wanted to wear a 50s dress, I think everyone would be like, oh my God, that's a gorgeous dress.
But the fact that you can't find it, that's what's annoying, is that the fact that you have to go to a vintage store to get it. Because it's like, this is the thing, is like, there are things that are still acceptable to wear, but you can't fucking find it. Yeah. So my thing is low-rise jeans, and not like Greg Giraldo's like makes fun of, like calls them clit huggers, like where they're so low-rise. It's always one of my favorite jokes, but like they're so low-rise that like you can't function. Just there right now, it's high-rise or it's medium rise. And I just buy medium rise because there's no low rise, but I don't have a torso. And it's just, I have like this bunchy stomach of fabric. I liked low rise and conservative low rise. And I basically try to maintain my weight so that I fit into my old pants because they don't make it anymore. Or I got really into Thread Up, which is that like online thrift store. Yeah. And I would buy old jeans. That's what I'm out here. I'm buying old jeans.
Old jeans. I was gonna say the other thing, because I wasn't done, but was old like bell bottoms, like just soft soft bell bottoms, and not the express flare shit, but I don't know.
But like again, bell bottoms are coming back, but they're high rise. Fuck this high rise stuff. And I know, so I'm so in the
really good on me.
I know you like them. I know I'm actually in the minority of people liking low rise, but it's just, it doesn't work for my body. And I think it
doesn't work for my body at all. My hips are like, what are you What are you thinking about? What are you doing? What is this?
But I think it's bullshit. Like, I get how it works, which is trends happen, everybody buys one thing, but I think there should always be like two options for people that it can't change, for old people that aren't willing to change. I think there's a market for always having options of older stuff. I would buy all your low rise, all your stores. I would buy all your low rise.
Yeah.
And then this is silly, but like, so yesterday I posted my 20th anniversary, like just like pictures of me when I was younger, because I've been doing stand-up for 20 years. So I found all these old pictures of me when I was like 16, 17, 18 or whatever. And one picture I didn't post because you couldn't really see it, but I thought it was so funny. I'm on stage. I'm probably like 19 or 20 and I'm wearing a dress, and underneath the dress is jeans.
Oh yeah.
Did you ever do that?
In the 90s. Yeah.
I would totally bring that back. Only, and not even because it looked good, because it was fucking warm. It was nice to wear. You know what I mean? It was nice that
sexy style, which is fine when you're a teenager, absolutely fine. Like, why be sexy as a teen? But
dude, it was the fact that you could wear a dress and still wear jeans. I was like, I love the fact that I could like wear both.
Yeah, we wore like a dress with pants underneath, and then we would tie our like sweatshirt around our waist or a sweater around our waist or whatever, and just have this really baggy layered look, just the ugliest.
Baggy is coming back though, which is kind of funny because I thought I'd be into it as somebody that wore a lot of baggy stuff when they were a teenager. And I was like, no, man, I'm not, I wore baggy stuff because I was scared. Like,
yeah,
I don't want to be like scared to show off my body. I'm still kind of scared as I wear like the biggest sweatshirt.
No, but I get that. Yeah. And like, I can't do baggy because I just think you have to be tall to do baggy. And I
agree.
Short people can't do baggy.
That it's so funny how many times I'll see like a girl wearing kind of like a loose fitting thing. And I'm just like, oh, that's so cute. And then I put it on. And I was like, oh, I look like I lost my mom. Like I just look so young and like it de-ages you, but in the wrong way. Like I just look frumpy and lost. And all of a sudden I look like a teenager in the worst kind of ways.
Yeah. And I don't get, like, I try to look at Asians and what they're wearing because like they're usually my height, but I think because they have like
they're too
slimmer build. Yeah.
Yes.
And so
it doesn't not too thin. I don't mean that in a disparaging way, but they're it's funny because we are petite people, but they just have a slimmer frame that again, when you're more curvy, it just like, it is so funny that I have to find the exact body tape of mine. And then I follow that girl and I'm like, oh, I do like the way the skirt looks on her. Like, yeah, I find myself checking out women that have a similar body type so that I can be like, okay, I think I could wear that.
Yeah. 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 That was the other, it's like, I can't wear mom jeans because they just look like, I just look like a mom. Like I don't look ironic in them. Like I want to wear them and look ironic. I want people to be like, oh, haha, like you have such old person jeans on. And it's just, it just look like I'm wearing them.
That's hilarious. There are some stuff that's coming back that I'm excited about. Like, I know that sounds silly, like there are crop tops, but this is where high rise I do like the high rise and they wear a crop top. So it's just like the sliver of skin. Yeah. I'm very excited about it. I bought a skirt at a thrift store. It's like a pencil skirt. And it comes up really high. And then I'm going to wear like a little crop top. So I'm so excited. You know, when my shins have to heal for this. I just bought it. And then I went to the gym and I was like, no, and it was like $8. I was like, what a find. I'm so excited. And then I broke my shins and I was like, no, no, it's all right. It's like 20 degrees out. There's no time soon that I'll be wearing a skirt, but
yeah, it's freezing here too. It was like, there was like one kind of nice week that was like, it was really hot for an hour out of the day and everybody was like, whoa. And then just
it's happening.
Freezing again. And I think once you like take off your winter coat, you refuse to put it back on. So if it gets cold again, you're just like, I don't care. I've said goodbye to that.
I was so close to putting my winter coat away last week because we had like 4 consistent days where it was like 50 to 55.
Yeah.
So I'm like wearing kind of like my springy jacket and I'm feeling all good. And I'm like, I'll just wear a hat if I'm a little cold. And then it went to like 25. And I was like, what are you doing, man? It's April. Like, why are you doing this to me?
Yeah.
All right. Topic?
Yeah.
Okay, so our topic this week is panic attacks. We have talked about anxiety. We've talked about every form of anxiety, which I'm pretty proud of
I'm
us.
not
I
done
think,
talking about anxiety.
oh no,
There's
we
so much
will,
I want to say about anxiety.
we're going to find new anxiety. But I guess my first question is, have you had panic attacks, which I believe you have, but like, do you still have them? How consistent are they?
I used to get panic attacks in college, and I don't have them anymore. Although I think the other day I very nearly did, and that's what
Ooh,
made me think of them. So, yeah, in college, like I had my first one when I was driving the hour and a half between where I was from and where I was going to college, and like it was kind of like I was just on the highway, and I was like, "Oh, I'm about to die." I don't know what this is. Never even heard of a panic attack. So like what happens is you have like rapid heart rate, shortness of breath, blurred vision. You feel like you're having a heart attack. You don't know what's going on. If you don't know what a panic attack is, it just feels like a heart attack. So I pulled over to the side of the road and called the ambulance, which cost me $500. And
it's garbage.
yeah, and they told me I had a panic attack, and that's when I first realized what they were. What they didn't mention, but should have, was that like now that I've had one, I will now live in fear of having another one, and that will cause another panic attack, which is then a panic disorder. So I would have, if I had a panic attack in class, then I mean, I remember having to sit in the back of the room because just in case I felt like I was going to have a panic attack. I was always worried about having a panic attack, so I never could be in a situation where I couldn't get out of the room.
Yeah.
It affected my going out at night and stuff, so it was really bad, and I just stopped. I don't know, just
Do
stopped.
you think just leaving home or college in general, like, do you think that was such a stressful time in your life that that's why you're having it? And then once you got out of that stressful situation, nothing was as stressful? Or do you think it was,
Yeah, I think that just I wasn't prepared for going away to college and what that meant, and like the stress of that. I don't know. They say that usually it's pretty typical for people in their like post-teen, like college, like early 20s years to have panic attacks because of it's just kind of like you're in this new gear of life and you're just like not expecting it, I guess. I don't know. So it's not so it's a pretty common time to have panic attacks. But I didn't understand what was triggering them. Um
sometimes they don't need to be triggered though. Like sometimes they are triggered, like, I'm going to have a test. I didn't study, panic attack. And sometimes you just have them. So like I believe that I started having them when I was in elementary school. Like
mm,
I think I was having them at gymnastics practice and having them at gymnastics meets. Like I think now, like I don't think I knew that's what it was, but that's clearly what was happening. And one of the reasons I quit gymnastics is I was just being overwhelmed. And then I started to get scared being at parties and being around big groups of people. But it wasn't until my mid 20s that I knew that that's what it was. So then I had to go back and be like, oh, I think I've had this forever. And they also started to get worse. So the worst one, I don't know, there was a lot of bad ones. When they're combined with drugs, they get real bad. But the worst sober one was unprompted. And that's what scared me. So I remember this so clearly. I was, I don't know, I was probably like 26, 27, 28. I can't remember. I went to see a movie with Prakash. Not a scary movie, not even a particularly good movie. We just saw this movie, felt nothing about the movie. And then after the movie was over, we both went to the bathroom. Prakash went to the bathroom. I went to the bathroom. And then we were going to meet back up and go shit on this movie. You know what I mean? Like nothing was out of the ordinary. Nothing was weird. I don't even remember thinking anything. I walk into the bathroom. I close the stall door and we saw like, I think probably like an early movie, like a 7 o'clock movie. And there was on a weekday. So there wasn't like anybody in the bathroom. As soon as I closed the stall, I'm like, somebody's in here and they're going to try to kill me.
mm.
And I had to pee, but I could not take my pants down. I just felt so vulnerable. I was in this stall and I was like, someone's going to hurt me. And I'm freaking out. So I'm standing there and I'm like, but I really have to pee, but I think I'm going to be murdered. So I just leave. And then I stand this particular theater, like you're kind of in a basement. I felt too vulnerable to stand and wait for Prakash. So I stood in the middle of the stairs and was just freaking out, was like literally crying and having like heart palpitations. And Prakash finds me and he's like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "I'm not okay." I was like, "I'm definitely having a panic attack." And he's like, "Do you want to go up the stairs?" And I was like, "I don't know if I can go up the stairs." Like just genuinely too scared to move. Finally, after staying there for 10 minutes, we go upstairs, we go outside. He just sits with me for like another 10 minutes. And it took about like 20, 25 minutes to calm down, but like still had to pee, by the way, but I would never have gone back. And then he was going to put me in a car and I was like, that's dumb. I made him walk me to the train station. And I just took the train home. But like this unprompted belief that someone was trying to hurt me. And I had never, that's not true. I've had it, but it had been a while since I had a panic attack. And I felt like there was no reason for it. Now looking back, I was probably stressed about a bunch of unrelated stuff, but I find it so weird and disorienting that I didn't have a panic about a show coming up, or I didn't have a panic about a specific thing going on in my life. I just out of nowhere had this panic attack, as if my body was just like, just so you know, you're not doing well.
Yeah. Well, that's what happened to me the other day, that when I thought I was about to have a panic attack, was I was walking towards the tube, and then I felt like my heart, like, what did I feel first? It felt like I lost my breath or something, like, and I couldn't breathe. And then so then my heart started beating really fast and I got really dizzy. And it just stopped. Like nothing happened from there. But I was like, oh, I've had an allergic reaction to something, and I'm gonna die. And then I was about to get on the tube and it was super packed because it was like Oxford Circus, which is basically like getting on at Times Square. And I was like, I don't think I should do that.
If I am on the edge of a panic attack, this will throw me right into it.
Yeah. So I waited it out a little bit, but I was like too afraid to get on the tube because I didn't want to be stuck in a situation. First of all, there was like a crowd of people building up because it was around 5 p.m. So it was really really like rush hour. And they had closed the gates to the tube because there were too many people. So they were trying to do crowd control. And so like there were like piles of people piling up, and I was like,
pure chaos.
Yeah, I was like,
and then as a tiny person,
yeah, I mean, just and on a normal day, I would have avoided that. But yeah, so I paid like 30 pounds for an Uber, but like I couldn't do that.
For me specifically, and the ones that I continue to have, it's usually when I'm driving and I'll just have a thought that this is it every time. I'm not alone. I'll be in my car. Yeah, I have them before bed. Like I have panic attacks before bed, and I have panic attacks while driving late at night. And it sucks because it's like midnight, and it's not even like I'll have had an amazing show. I'll feel great. I'll be like, I'll have just gotten a coffee. I'll feel like I'm like by myself. Coffee. I'm jamming to like Mariah Carey. Like I'm in the zone.
Yeah.
And then I'll just have a thought. Someone's in the car. I'm not alone. Someone's following me. And next thing you know, I'm in a car. I'm having a panic attack. I don't think I can pull over. You know what I mean? Normally what I do is I won't tell somebody. I'll call a friend and I'll just tell them I'm tired, and I'll ask if they can talk to me, and I'll try to distract myself.
Yeah.
And that's the best thing I've ever done, especially while driving, because they happen consistently while driving. And it's actually one of the reasons I've started to avoid, because it's only late at night. It's just this kind of fear, like I can't see everything that's in my car. Somebody saw me go into, a gas station alone. I have such a vivid imagination, and I have such paranoia, like in my spirit. Like I really do think that's like part of my family history, that that's why I can't watch scary movies. I can't watch like scary trailers. I can't even hear like these stories, some of them not true, because as soon as my brain knows about them, it's like, oh, we're going to bring this up at the least helpful time. Like
with you later.
Yeah, 2 a.m. on the road in a city you've never been before.
Yeah.
And then I have a lot of them right before I go to bed. Again, it's always I have this quick thought that you're not alone, or something bad's going to happen to you. And then I can't shake it. And then I just have a full blown panic attack. And then what usually happens is I fall asleep with the lights on. Just a 36-year-old woman falling asleep with the lights on.
I've been there. I've been there. Yeah. Yeah. I guess like I've never had a panic attack like because of like paranoia, but it is paranoia. I guess I've never been worried about somebody. I've been worried about people attacking me, but not to the point of panic attack. But what usually causes it for me is thinking I'm having a heart attack or an allergic reaction or an aneurysm, or there's something health
It
wise.
sounds like yours is like a hypochondriac, something bad is happening internally that I don't know about.
Yes.
And mine is external. Someone's going to hurt me.
Yes.
Which is what a beautiful yin yang relationship of paranoia, of sadness.
I know. I wish I was wearing a purple beanie.
I just so we have some helpful stuff, some symptoms, because there's an array of symptoms: chest pain, difficulty swallowing. I've had that. Difficulty breathing, shortness of breath, hyperventilating, rapid heartbeat, feeling faint, hot flashes, chills, shaking, nausea, stomach pain, tingling or numbness, feeling like death is imminent. So I think a lot of people think it's a heart attack and think that there is something larger happening. And I feel fortunate that I know what they are now, and you still have to go through the process, but I can self-soothe myself. And like I said, like one of my tactics is just calling a friend and having, like, not even telling them what's going on, just having them talk to me and just having a normal conversation and just getting out of my head does wonders. And also calling it a panic attack. Like it helped, even that story about having one with Prakash. I knew it was a panic attack, and saying it was a panic attack and being like, can you just stay with me? And like, you know what I mean? Because I think that's the scariest. The first time they happen, it's the scariest. I really do wish I just remember the feeling, but I don't remember the first panic attack. I just know that I was scared a lot as a kid.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I think that's what I told myself. I was like, oh, well, it looks like you are experiencing a panic attack for no reason. Yay. But it's just like being aware of it. And they say that, rather than reacting to panic and anxiety, you should respond to it and then try to reframe like, oh, like, I mean, they say this more with anxiety than like a straight up panic attack, because this is probably not as helpful when you think you're about to die, but like, oh, it looks like my body's got a message for me, and it's up to me to figure out, what it is, or the subconsciously I'm trying to protect myself from something, or, just kind of having an understanding and a response rather than a reaction like, oh fuck, I'm panicking. What to do when you panic? And then you're Googling like panic attacks, and then you're freaking out. And it is just kind of like for a panic attack, you're supposed to be aware it's a panic attack, breathe, like slow your breathing down very purposefully, and pay attention to, like you're saying, like you're kind of saying like change the subject, but then there's other things where it's like pay attention to everything, like how your hands physically feel, or how like be so aware of your body, but not like, oh my god, my heart's beating really fast, but like
I think like a more yoga, like shavasana, feel everything and be connected to your body, as opposed to this panic, which is very much your body's controlling you and your mind.
Very power of now thing. It's like, watch yourself.
Yeah. And I think self-awareness is so important. I think for me specifically, because my panic attacks come from a belief that someone's going to hurt me, and that I think I set myself up to feel safe, and talking to somebody and feeling less alone, even if it's just another voice on the phone, is safety to me. Having someone. So I think my specific panic is that, and therefore my safety is what I'm trying to fix. And that's what takes me out of it, as opposed to you feel your body is attacking you, or your body is, you know what I mean? So then it's about getting closer to your body and feeling connected to your body, which makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So what you were saying earlier is 100% correct, which is after you have your first panic attack, by having more of them, or the fear of having more of them, or if trying to avoid them makes you not live your life to the fullest, it becomes a panic disorder. So my friend Amanda in college had a panic attack while driving, pulled over, could not continue to drive. Our friend Naven picked her up and whatever. And then a couple of weeks later went to drive, had another one. And next thing you know, she could not drive. She did not drive for like almost a year. And she listened. I mean, she gave me the tapes. She bought these tapes and like listened to these tapes for months and like kind of retrained how to deal with her panic and reframe it and take care of herself when she had them, and was able to resolve it. But you know, she developed this panic disorder because she had one while driving, and the next thing you know, she associated it with driving and could not drive.
I was really worried about that happening to me too. And I think that I had to make myself do it anyway, because I didn't want to, like, I love driving. Like, I feel
Yeah.
very free when driving, and I didn't want to associate that with panic, but I definitely wanted to drive between the two cities a lot less. And yeah, but yeah, it can keeping you from doing certain things to avoid a panic attack is a problem that needs to be treated.
Yeah, absolutely. And so uh some of the causes, panic disorder, you could just have a panic disorder, I guess. Agoraphobia, or really any kind of phobia. Uh OCD, PTSD, GAD, general anxiety disorder, and stress can all contribute. I mean, I was diagnosed with general anxiety disorder, you know, I guess because I've had many panic attacks, that makes it a panic disorder. Although, like I said, it does affect my life where we've talked about it in like the social anxiety episode. I do avoid a lot of social stuff because it does scare me. I still make myself do it in a lot of senses. I mean, I've gotten freaked out at work. I've gotten freaked out while driving. I don't know what, I don't want to, I'm going to be careful about what I say because I don't want to criticize anybody, but it does feel in my instance that my drive somehow overrides my panic, because I still put myself in a lot of situations that I have had panic attacks in, but I want to do stand up. I want to travel. I want to do this stuff. So I just continue to do it, but I there are people that get affected by it, and I don't think it's just a matter of will and drive. I don't know why I still put myself in that situation, and I don't want to blame anybody when they don't, because it is really scary. What I found interesting is like who they say it's as risk of it, like why you would develop a panic disorder or why you would have panic attacks. So they say like family history of panic attacks, which I don't know if my family would have flat out been like, yeah, but I don't think my family knew what it was. So I think my mom is definitely, my mom had either an anxiety attack or a panic attack recently. And I had to be like, this is what you're going through. And she goes, but why? And I go, mom, like she basically did not really understand why she was like freaking out. And I was like, as somebody that has this, that probably got this from you. So you just like, you know what I mean? Like you're having a panic attack. History of child abuse, working or living in high stress situations, experiencing a traumatic event such as like a serious car crash, which I think my friend Amanda, that was like the spawning of it. She had like a really bad car crash, but it was a while later that she started having panic attacks. Undergoing a major life change, like having a baby, and losing a loved one. So it's also something that you could go your whole life not having, and then you could be like 55 and you have your first panic attack.
So you have that to look forward to, everyone.
Yeah, you could have wrinkles and panic attacks. How fun is life? Life is so fun. Okay, we should close out. But so it can be treated with select serotonin re-up inhibitors, so SSRIs. So think Prozac, Paxil, Zoloft. Then there's the benzodiazepines. I don't know how to say those, but they're like the Xanax, the Klonopin, the Ativan. I've taken Xanax, not prescribed. My mom gave it to me. I've taken them when I really can't get myself out of a panic attack, usually like ones before bed, late at night, freaking out. It's 2 a.m. I have nobody to call, and I'll take a Xanax just to be like, just literally to stop the thought. Just, we're done. We're literally like almost somebody taking a pan to my head. We're done with this, Liz. Like, we're going to put you to sleep.
No wrestler attacking it.
Seriously, just something to shut off my brain. I have a new joke about, why I can't take edibles, like why I can't do edibles. And it's because I always have a panic attack. So like life is like, you could have a panic attack, and like doing too much weed is like A to B, like you will have a panic attack. So I just don't do them. And then of course I will forget or pretend like I'm okay. And then I take an edible and I have a panic attack. And then of course there's always therapy. I think therapy has helped immensely. And also just understanding what panic attacks are and seeing the signs of it, and finding tools to self-soothe and help yourself. Lifestyle changes, because if you are having these because you're in this high stress situation, you might need to get out of that situation. So I would like to
And I would
hear.
say like just, drinking less coffee and
Yeah,
cutting down on nicotine. I think that those are huge factors that can cause you to panic.
it is so funny too, because I think there's so many common lifestyle things like caffeine, like smoking, that people don't realize that you might just not have the disposition to handle that.
Or you're
Like,
just having too much of it. Like I drink a lot of coffee. And so I start to get irritable first, and then like I panic, and it's just like maybe not 3 pots, maybe.
maybe, yeah, yeah. So maybe you don't have a panic disorder. Maybe you have a coffee addiction.
Yeah.
I think we solved it. We really are doctors.
I know.
I would love to hear any kind of tools, like, um, I don't know if we need to go full into people's panic attacks, but like if you kind of saw the link between why you were having panic attacks, what kind of tools or things that you've done to help manage them. You can write to us at twonondoctors@gmail.com. That's two non full word doctors@gmail.com. And we'll see you guys next week.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye.